hope you're well. I hope you're safe. I hope you're healthy. Um, we're going to be talking about the imposter syndrome today. And the reason that we're going to discuss this is because I hear a lot. I wouldn't say a lot, but quite a bit of people talk about the imposter syndrome at any level of their career, right? As they start being actors, they'll start to, doubt and judge even their desire to be an actor. Like, like, do I have the right to be an actor altogether? Because am I, can I be that person? Or when people are starting to work as actors and then they'll constantly compare themselves to other actors during the audition, before the audition, and they'll feel the imposter syndrome right there too. And then even at a bigger level, when you get bigger and bigger roles, you can have that imposter syndrome coming back again and grabbing your throat and going, wait a minute, you're not good enough for this, right? So at every level of your career, you can be experiencing this, and maybe you have experienced this already. What I want to discuss is that I know that it's really like a yucky feeling, to be, really having this big passion and dream, for your life and for your acting, and really to put a lot of yourself in this work. And then when you get to do it, it feels yucky, and it feels, um, it's actually stinky because it's such a big paradox to put all of this work and effort into something, and then when you finally reap the fruit out of it, it feels stinky. So it's really like a very strange, paradox. And the the consequence of that is also, if you feel that you're not good enough for, whichever level you're at, you're not going to surround yourself with the people that you think are at the level that you want to be, right? So if you suffer from the imposter syndrome, you're probably not going to get the photographer that might help you channel the presence that you need. You're probably not going to get the reel that will knock everybody's socks off. You probably won't get an incredible agent because you being in front of an incredible agent is triggering too much stuff inside of you. So you'll kind of lower down all of your expectations, and you'll stay safe and comfortable with a team that will not get you to the next level. So you probably won't invest the energy that will serve you. You won't invest in the training that will serve you. You won't invest in your time in a way that will give you the results that you actually want. Your decisions will be made, with a strategy to keep that imposter syndrome away. So in a way, it's really preventing you from expanding and from getting where you want to go, right? I keep looking in this corner because there's a screen there, but you guys are actually there, so I'm sorry. So what I want to be looking at today is really the root of the imposter syndrome, because the imposter syndrome is, it's just a concept that we invented, and that some people made up and labeled it an imposter syndrome. And I want to make sure that you don't hide under that label, which is usually what happens with labels. It's like a condition that you can tag yourself with, and then you're staying there. So, so what's the reason, for feeling this yucky feeling of wanting something, and then when you get it, you're like, oh yeah, but maybe not, or maybe I don't deserve it, or I'm not as good as what they think, and I'm probably a fraud, and I'm lying, and all of this yuckiness. So what is actually happening? If we consider that imposter syndrome is an invented concept, let's look at what it is. So what it is in the moment what it always is and what it always comes down to, actually, again, no matter what level you're at, whether you're starting, whether you're working, or whether you're really expanding and getting to the kind of levels and the kind of roles that you want, what is being triggered is the I'm not good enough feeling. And why is this being triggered? Well, because that the way that you have been raised and wired and programmed is that everything that you've ever felt, had an impulse for, wanted, or thought was met with a no. So as you were being conditioned and as you were being raised by your parents and by the school system, everything that you ever wanted to do or feel, again, was held with a no, right? You couldn't feel your emotions. You couldn't behave like you wanted to behave. You couldn't do what you wanted. You had to go to school, sit down, shut up, and do what you were told. You had to eat when you were told. You had to pee when you were told. You had to play what you were told. And you were told what to feel. And you were told that there was a good and a bad and a right and a wrong. And so because all of that has been shoved down your throat and pressured into your system, if you look at what it is, every single time that you ever felt anything or ever felt like you ever wanted to do anything, it was met with a no. It was met with what you're feeling or wanting or doing is wrong. Let me tell you what to do or to think or to feel. That's where the imposter syndrome was planted, right there. You were told all the time, you're wrong, I'm right, let me tell you how it's done, right? Oh, I don't want to eat my meat. No, you're wrong. You're going to eat the meat. Your body's needs and feelings and instinct doesn't count for bullshit. You're going to eat that meat because I tell you you have to. So you've been screwed right from the start. So I'm not trying to point fingers at, there's bad people and your parents were bad and school was bad and you're a poor victim. That's not what I'm trying to do. It's just the system that we were all raised in, and progressively things are starting to shift and move, and we're starting to get clear about, wait a minute, little people have a guidance system and they have a system, and maybe if we trusted them, they would do perfectly fine, right? And so you see now that in very progressive schools where they let kids be completely child-led, and the curriculum is child-led also, and that you don't shove anything down their throat, they turn out to do absolutely great with themselves and with their talent. So, but most of us, let's say 99.9999% of us, have not been raised like that. We have been raised in a way that, again, everything we felt, wanted, or thought, or wanted to do was met with a no. You're wrong. Let me tell you how it is. So inevitably, if you take all of that conditioning for decades and decades, 100 times a day, basically, because every impulse you had was like, no, don't do it. Do what you're told. No, don't do it. That's wrong. No, don't do it. Do what's right. No, don't do it. Do what's better. And comparing yourself to others all the time. Well, if you stack that up for decades and decades, and then you're an actor, well, what do you think happens when you're supposed to use your instrument and be impulsive and instinctive and free? Well, you're wired to expect a no. You're wired to expect that you're wrong. So that's what the imposter syndrome is. That's where this feeling is coming from. It's not because there's anything wrong with you. There never was anything wrong with you. But you were raised that way. You were programmed that way. You were conditioned that way. Not because they had evil intentions, just because people didn't know better. And now people are starting to know better. So we're trying to do things differently with children, right? At least a minority, and hopefully soon the majority. Whichever level you're at, whether you're starting to be an actor, whether you're a working actor, or whether you're a growing and expansive actor that's, getting bigger and bigger roles, this can be triggered. Your feeling of not being good enough can be re-triggered again because that's what's been planted into you. So it's inevitable that it's been triggered, right? And when I say inevitable, I'm not meaning that there's no hope, and I'm not meaning that there's nothing you can do about it, because of course, we also now know, and science proves it, that you can rewire yourself, that you can undo your conditioning, that you can unlearn all these learned behaviors to go back to your true, authentic, free, instinctive self. You can do that. And you can do that if you're organized and if you have a structure. Our program does that in 33 days, right? 33 days reset journey from resistance to freedom. So I want you to know that a lot of people are doing this have been doing this work during COVID. I lost my past tense there somewhere in my sentence. And because it's an ideal time to introspect, right? And to go within, because you can't really be out there running around like crazy. So it's time to go within and to reset those old programs. And because it's uncertain times and challenging, we're supporting actors right now with a BOGO offer. So if this makes sense for you, if you are realizing that, there's nothing wrong with you and that your talent, there's just a missing piece in the way that keeps blocking you, keeps resisting your talent, and you want to undo that conditioning so you can enable your instincts to kind of take over and be fully alive. Well, we're supporting actors with a BOGO offer. So let us know. Let us know in the comments if you would like to do this, and we'll send you the information. Yes, get in touch with us. Just be in the comments, and we'll make it happen for you. Voila, that was it for today. Thank you, guys. Have a good one.